Guys, this is Harrison, as you can see, formerly Mr. Harboy 3. I have been away from that for now, but I am back to guest host here for Willie. I'm not exactly the host. Your hosts tonight are Ian and Dion, as you could see. But let's talk about their channels real quick. We're sorry about the technical issues we've been having tonight. Obviously, Dion will tell you. He's the streamer. I'm going to blame it all on him. So let him explain himself.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. The quality was too high, and that's probably the reason. Hopefully, it does not do this again.
All right, fair enough.
Nice.
And Ian, you want to introduce yourself one more time? I know that.
Of course, Carl.
Where they can find you.
Well, my name is Ian Caleb. You can just search it on YouTube, Ian Caleb, and you'll see a random black guy making videos who doesn't edit, just talks to a camera.
Okay. And yes, you already know me. Dion, what's it thinking?
Yeah, your name is Eon Ways of Thinking, according to
you. Oh my god.
Okay, the topic we're going to talk about is the Justice League trailer, but since I have the sharing screen for them, we're going to watch the trailer first. We're going to react to the trailer first, and then we're going to talk about it, so my man Harrison can get a gist of the trailer. So
haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
so.
He hasn't seen it yet, so sorry about this. Okay, let's go.
No way. Wait, why is it in Japanese?
Can y'all see it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to start this reaction in 1, 2, 3.
Oh, danger. There is
who comes to this village from the sea.
No.
He comes in the winter when people are hungry, brings fish.
Yo no me bañé.
He comes on the king.
Yo lo que solo estaba probando esto.
Last night.
Está mojándome la cara. Estoy sudado, mira.
Talk. I believe that an enemy is coming from far away.
I don't hear any audio.
For warriors. A stranger. Others like him. I'm building an alliance to defend us.
Still here, we're just watching
the
trailer
right now. That I see this man. Barry Allen. Bruce Wayne.
You said that like it explains why there's a total stranger sitting in the dark in my second favorite chair.
This scene was too long.
More or less.
More or more less.
I mean, I think that they're doing good. I'm excited.
That sucks.
I tend to be a fan of Ben Affleck.
Look, man.
Ben Affleck is an amazing actor.
Whatever you're looking for.
Look at that. That's the longest scene of the trailer, which it was pretty unnecessary.
Yeah, that makes me worry about the movie.
So really long.
That the thing is glitching because I got other stuff.
But I'm still getting used to Ezra Miller being the Flash.
Yeah,
that feels like an oversimplification.
It looks like he's brass, but
he's alright.
Well.
People with special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming.
Stop right there. I'm in.
You are?
He's in.
Yeah.
I need friends.
I need friends.
Agreed.
He sounds gay.
Can I keep this?
When he says that part. But the bad ring though. You can tell. They updated Batman's suit over the Flash. Injustice right there. And you can see here Aquaman hasn't joined the team yet. He's nowhere to be found.
Arthur Curry.
Oh wow.
I hear you can talk to fish.
I hear you talk to fish. He literally outsmarted Aquaman. Like he just made, like it's so funny how they made Aquaman like so badass until Batman just came out with that.
Yeah.
With
All
that.
right, so Harrison,
like,
what did you think of the trailer?
Say that again?
What did you think of the trailer?
thought the trailer was pretty good. I mean, it didn't get me as hyped as the King Kong trailer did that I saw earlier.
Okay.
However, it looks like it's going to be very entertaining movie. As I said before, I need to watch more movies.
Yeah.
However, I thought that it looked like it would be very good for its target audience.
Okay. What about you?
I don't know. I don't know why I look at movies in such a technical way. Like, oh, here's the target audience for this. Everybody will like it. But it's the Justice League. I mean, your target audience is going to be somewhere from a range of 7 to 91, basically all ages.
Okay.
So I think everybody will love. I'm excited to see Ben Affleck. I'm normally an actors person. I know people could be spamming the chat with, screw you.
Okay.
Screw you. You're not even taking opinion on Justice League. I'm sorry. I got to sort of politic my way out of this one.
Okay.
But it looks good. But I'm being honest. That's the. I guess that's the best part about it. I'll be truthful with y'all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So you didn't. Well, you watched it, right? You watched it with us.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. What did you think about this? Like, I know you already had those qualms about that scene being long, just like me. But what did you initially think about this trailer alone?
Well, I'm actually really surprised that WB showed this much since the movie is coming out at November 2017. I am surprised.
Oh, I thought, geez, this is pretty, I thought this was pretty, like, really early for them to be having this.
Exactly.
You know?
I agree with you, Harrison. It was really early to make a Justice League.
They're going to pump people up for this, and it's not going to happen until, well, it obviously does pump people up, but you're not going to be able to sustain the hype for this long unless they prove me wrong, and it does. But
yeah, maybe because I get nostalgia from this because I used to watch the cartoons like Justice League Unlimited and the original Justice League cartoon. I used to love that show. Those shows, man, they were amazing. The stories were down. The storylines were up to par. You had drama, suspense. You had all of that in one show, but with the Justice League, and that was great in my sense. Now, I am really scared for this movie. I have hope, but I'm scared because what happened with BVS, and now we're going to have Suicide Squad. I got to check. If Suicide Squad is good, then yeah, I heard very bad news about Batman the Killing Joke. They said it was really bad. It was terrible. And that's not a good sign for DC because they usually do really good animated movies. I don't know what happened there. So I'm actually nervous about Suicide Squad, even though the critics said it was good. But with the fans, we don't know if it'll be good or not. So if it's good, then maybe I'll be anticipated to see the Justice League. But yeah, I agree with you. This feels forced and rushed. Now, that's why I like with Marvel. They didn't really rush anything. The only thing they actually did rush was the Captain America and Thor situation. I don't really like Thor, the movie series at all. I prefer Captain America. Captain America 1 was rushed, so that's why, because we was trying to get the Justice League because the ending was kind of awful and stuff like that. Even though it was a good time to introduce Captain America, it was just the way how they made it out to be was rushed.
Yeah. And like, since we're speaking of the trailer, I have to point out that the Flash's suit looks so good. It's obviously ripped off the Injustice comics and the video game. You can tell it has that similarity. And I have a feeling that the hardest member to join, the one who's going to take the most, like the most difficult superhero who will literally join the Justice League will be Aquaman. You can tell that he denies at first, so probably he will join at the end or at the middle of the movie.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now it's time for us to
Mhm.
move on. Now we're going to react to since Harrison liked the King Kong's trailer so much, we're going to react to the Godzilla Resurgence trailer. I watched it. I don't know if
Okay.
Ian, did you watch it, Ian?
Nope,
No.
first time.
Oh, okay. So I know Harrison didn't watch it. So 2 times a charm. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Oh crap! See, look how just freaking.
He doesn't look
gigantic.
bad.
You see him? He's crushing in freaking buildings.
That is actually really good effects.
The thing is that that's an actual process mixture of CGI. It's not full CGI. It's like the original, where it's just a man in a suit.
So is Japan making this?
Yep.
Remember, all videos have the rights to its respective owners, just in case we have copyright.
Like, look how giant.
Ew. To be honest, looking at this Godzilla, he doesn't have a chance against King Kong. You want to know? Look how small his arm is.
Like every T-Rex. That dude
Bro,
is knocking crap down. He's taking tank fire.
I can see King Kong jumping all over him. Like, and right before King Kong jumps on his back, he can't do anything about it because he doesn't have that.
This movie came out today.
I don't know. I look at that and I think, oh, my chances are going up. You know, I think that I've always sided towards Godzilla winning in a Godzilla versus King Kong. So,
All right.
I think my chances go up, you know.
I agree. I do believe that Godzilla will win this. Now, Ian, why do you think? Sorry, guys, if y'all wasn't here in the beginning, I'm going to give a little intel. We had, I had asked a question of who you think will win, Godzilla or King Kong. So, Ian, now that we watched Godzilla Resurgence, why do you still think King Kong will win this battle?
Well, the fact that he has more agility, he can move. King Kong is a freaking gorilla. He has large arms. Godzilla has no chance. Have you seen, bro? What should we call it? The only thing that can help Godzilla, like the only thing that Godzilla has is a freaking tail and his mouth. King Kong has everything. The agility. He is smart. All right, and he's aggressive.
Smart and aggressive.
And he's faster.
I wouldn't say that. He is too husky. I'm sorry.
Have you seen how slow Godzilla walks?
We didn't see how he walks yet. We didn't see
I think we saw
You didn't
him.
see him walking?
He was moving slow, I believe. Yeah, I think they did show it.
All right.
Yeah, they did.
They did. I don't remember that. I don't remember actually seeing King Kong actually walking. So I don't know if he, let's move on because I don't know because this is kind of hard and I don't know who will win. I still pick Godzilla. Ian still will pick King Kong because of his reasons. So this a battle ain't going anywhere. All right, so let's move on to the Spider-Man PS4. All right, so Harrison, you're familiar with Spider-Man, right? Are you interested in the Spider-Man Homecoming movie?
I am somewhat. I mean, let's put it this way: I'd be looking at Batman before going towards Superman, but I would think that. But I have seen Spider-Man movies, and a majority of the time I've liked them. So I'd be interested in that. I don't have a PS4. I have an Xbox One.
Okay.
So I guess to some extent.
Okay. Ian, what do you think about Spider-Man PS4?
Oh, the trailer was amazing, man. I'm still getting used to the new suit because it's just really annoying seeing the white spider. But I'll get used to it. But overall, it's really good because it has that mixed of. You can tell that the spider logo looks a lot from the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Uh-huh.
And if you can see like like the lines, the black lines that go between his shoulders, it's so similar to the one he has on Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
And the lenses, which it's pretty much a mixed
Huh.
of the movies.
Okay, so I'm gonna watch the trailer so I can show Harrison and see what he thought about this trailer because he already told his thoughts about Spider-Man. Okay.
So is this is a video game though?
People see me and think they're safer.
Well, that they did really good in doing the New
It's
York
not really me
skyline.
they're seeing.
Well, at least One World Trade.
Probably for the best. Knowing everything hinges on a guy from Queens
Looks pretty
sounds as scary as
realistic.
it feels.
Reminds me of Amazing Spider-Man 2 in some way.
No pressure, right?
Look at that. It's so
This does look like a fun. Oh, this does look like a fun game. But then again, is this the real gameplay or is this just a cinematic?
I have a feeling that's gameplay, but I have a feeling it's more of a cinematic.
I feel like this is cinematic. I think there are some, like you can see some pockets of gameplay, although like that's probably
that's called good editing.
It is. Yeah. They're doing a pretty good job, but I still think that like near the end, like when all the things are exploding, going everywhere, I think that's a cinematic. I don't think that's the gameplay. But it looks like a worthwhile game. I mean, if you're a huge superhero fan, then that would be a game that you should definitely be getting your hands on.
Okay.
So what do you think, Harris?
I said I thought it was good. Yeah, no, it looks good.
Okay, it looks good.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think it looks amazing too. I can't wait till the game come out, but it may take a long time for it to come out. Hopefully, they take their time with this game. I want this Spider-Man game to work. I want it to be. I want it to work. It was a disaster with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I hated that game.
Man,
That game was so
so much
repetitive.
potential.
I know it wouldn't
It had
relate to
potential.
Harrison because he never played the game. So sorry if we, drag it on a little bit, Harrison.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm trying to relate it to all of us because you said you did watch the movies, so I'm trying to relate it to all of us. The games, I love Spider-Man 2. Out of all games, it's Spider-Man 2 for me. My second favorite is Ultimate Spider-Man. That's my opinion. And all right, let's change this topic because we can't really talk about this much. But Ian, you talk about some parts too. Like, what was your favorite Spider-Man game?
I gotta go with Spider-Man 2, bro. And Ultimate Spider-Man for GameCube. Those were my childhood games.
All right.
Man, those were just amazing.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to police and killings, like police brutality and certain things like that. What is your take on police brutality, Harrison?
Well, there's a lot there's honestly a lot that you could say about it, and you got to be really careful when you do because people feel very strongly, and I feel like nobody's been able to say this. I've always thought that you could hold two truths to be basically you could hold two truths, and that one thing is true and the other thing is true as well. But not many people want to believe that there are two sets of things. You can't. I'm of the mind that you can't go out there and say F the police. I'm of that mind, and I'm of the mind that you can't. You can't berate cops because they do a very, very dangerous job. However, in the same breath, you also got to be really careful with it because there's a lot of people who just dismiss that there is no sort of there's no sort of bias that the cops have. And if we look at records and you look at statistics, you'll see that there is a fair amount of African Americans and minority communities that are racially profiled by the police, almost like a Muslim would be racially profiled at the TSA.
Mm-hmm.
And do I think it's right? No, I don't. Do I think that there should be police brutality? No, I don't think so. Do I think every cop is bad? No, I don't. Do I think there are some bad cops? Yes. Do I think that every black person out there is going to commit a crime? No. Are there black people who commit crimes? Yes. These are all truths. Everybody can agree on these truths. However, everybody seems to hear the narrative they deserve. Either you see the cops on the videos in Minnesota, you see the cops in Baton Rouge, you see the cops in New York City. I think that was Eric Gardner. You see them portrayed in those instances, and I think everybody wants to think you don't want that to happen at all. And I think in all those cases that it shouldn't have happened whatsoever. And I think the race did play a role in it coming to that. I feel like if it was somebody who wasn't black, we wouldn't really be in this situation. But it could happen. It could definitely happen. I mean, one person got pulled over for a tail light. The other person was standing there selling loose cigarettes. The other person was there selling CDs. But it shouldn't end, regardless of what you think, that should not end in the person getting killed.
Exactly.
That should not end. But the cops should not be killed as well. What's going on, what happened in Dallas, what happened in Baton Rouge later on, is so deplorable. And anybody who thinks that the cops should deserve that is out of their mind.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. And that's the reason why they have punishments that are so severe for police officers. They are the ones who are protecting the community. There'll be a lot of people out there who think that every Black Lives Matter protester is a fuck the police type of person. I'd like to hope that's not true, and I don't think it is. And I think that the ones who think that they all aren't seeing the groups in there who are doing this for police justice, for criminal justice reform.
All right.
And there is bias out there. However, there's bias both ways. People got to look at the facts on the table and look at the truths that are there and not try to skew it. You could hold both of them to be true. Just because I say that, there are more white people who get shot by cops every year. That's also a truth. Though people will say that, and the people who want to hear it one way will say, "Oh, see, right there, white people get shot more by police." But look at the numbers. But then when you look demographic-wise, a black person is 5 times more likely to get shot.
Yeah. Then
somebody will say, "Well, that's because they commit more crime." And then I say, "Well, look at the conditions that some of them live in." And most of the time, it was of a situation that they were in because of the stuff that we terribly did as America in the past. And so there's always an answer, and there's always a way to skew it. I think that people gotta hold two truths and really come together. I think that there were some statistics out there that after the police shootings in Dallas, about 500 people have already signed up to try to become cops. Yeah. I think that's progress. I think the more outreach that we have And if both sides participate in the outreach, I think that we will be working towards it. I know that I spoke a lot about that. I think that I was just saving up for all that time that I did not speak
Yeah.
during the Justice League. But what do you both think?
I think that police brutality and all this other crap that's going on right now, I think it's just crazy to actually see what's going on. Now, I know the social media isn't always right, and there are some standards about these situations. There are some reasonable situations, but that Sterling video was murder. We seen a murder take place. Now that was very interesting. I was actually sitting there like, wow, I'm used to it now. I'm used to seeing these things like Eric Gardner and all these other people that are dying from police brutality. Now I do know like Black Lives Matter. I do like them, but kind of biased in a way. They just I don't know. It's hard to explain for me, but it's hard for me to watch police brutality go down. But then again, people always go against like they would say like black on black crime or something like that order. So they'd be like, that's why the police be beating on blacks. So it just doesn't add up to me. I just feel angry that police brutality is around. It's like slavery and they the slave masters just trying to beat somebody. That's what I get
Here's
from that.
this is the only thing. I just think that it's worth like being careful around this, and I know that it's indefinitely. You'd probably have a different perspective than myself. But I tend to think that there's a lot of people who call every shooting that happens. I don't think in any of these situations they ever intended to kill the person. In the court of law, it would never be proven as murder.
Yeah.
Even if somebody had an animus behind it, it would always be there. I do think that it's involuntary manslaughter. I
Mm-hmm.
think that it's stupid judgment, that there needs to be reform, and that not every situation is it he's immediately going to pull a gun. But I realize why why the police are trained that way, because it is such a dangerous job.
Yeah.
And they show you the videos of the 1 in 1,000 times, the one in it's probably lower percent. It's probably like a much lower percentage than even that.
Mm-hmm.
Of the times that there's been a situation where it's a routine traffic stop and then somebody pulls out a gun and shoots the police officer. I think that they're just that they're trained to always be on guard, and I understand why they are, but that leads to, but in the same way that you don't want to be killed, you can't kill the other people, especially that person in Minnesota. They
Mm-hmm.
thought that he was reaching for his gun. He said that his gun was there, but he was reaching for his license. Do you really think he's going to pull a gun with his family in the car? I don't. It's. I think. Now I don't know, because in just my opinion, I don't know how anybody could think that they would do that. Somebody would do that in that situation.
It's just dumb. It's just weird to me. Like, for example, as I was watching the Eric Gardner video, I was like, why are they doing this? Why are they sitting there just choking him down? What did he do? All he was just trying to do was break up two women fighting, and they assumed that he was fighting the girls and stuff like that. So they gonna sit there and try to tackle him down, and then still later, because he's a big guy, and just start choking on him for no reason. It was just uncalled for. And if that was the case, those tactics, if they felt threatened by a big man, and the thing is though, they thought of his color, so they thought, oh, he has a gun or something. He didn't have no weapons. They didn't even bother to check his pockets. They just automatically slammed him down and started choking him with no evidence of a weapon.
You
Well,
know, another thing that this bothers me a lot. There's a lot of people who say that a lot of these people are resisting arrest. Are you really resisting arrest? If so, for example, in the video with Sterling, I believe he's the one in Baton Rouge.
mm-hmm.
They're saying that that on the ground that he is resisting on the ground. I mean, look at the position that you're in on the ground. If you have a person on your arm and another person, so they basically have the left arm pinned, I believe, and so they have both of them. We have both of them pinned, and it's. I just think that for the people to say that he was still resisting arrest, you have you're pinned down, and that is a very uncomfortable position. If you're on the ground and I have two people on me, my instinct is to relieve that pressure that is on me. I don't understand how. I could see how people could think that's resisting arrest, but I think that's just an involuntary human reaction, in my opinion. But Dion and I have been talking about it a lot. We want to make sure that we get Ian's opinion on here. So, Ian, do you have any words to say on it? Is Ian even here? That's a good question.
Ian?
Well, sorry, I fell asleep because that was actually really boring.
Oh my
Wow.
god! All right, Ian. Okay, just talk about Black Lives Matter. What did you think about Black Lives Matter?
What do I think? Well,
Police
they have.
brutality, Black Lives Matter. Just keep it going.
Well, the whole movement of the Black Lives Matter, I think everyone has a right to just protest because they have a voice, freedom of speech. I think police brutality is just straight up ignorance, and it's not good, man. It's not good, especially because there's good cops and there's bad cops. And I agree with everything that Harrison says. That's all I have to say.
All right, then here we'll move to something then a little bit that you'll have a little bit more interest in. And Dion, we're sorry if this isn't going to be your interest, but although it's been a story for a while, I know that Ian in the past has been a Warriors fan. So, what's your thought of Kevin Durant going to the Warriors?
I'm not a Warriors fan, correction. I am a supporter. Two different things.
What's the difference between a fan and a supporter?
Well, a fan that you don't have to ride on people, like on players' dick, saying, "Oh, they're the best team in the league," whatever. Supporter is when you're against, like, for example, if the Warriors are against a team you dislike, then you support the team that is against the team you dislike. That's my point of view.
All right. Well. Anyway.
That's just another thing.
Regardless, what's your thought on Durant there?
Well, I don't know why people are pissed. I think it's his decision. He doesn't owe anything to the people that are hating on him. If he's happy and comfortable with the decision, then he should go for it, which he did. But I just hope there's no regrets, and just imagine if the team just goes nowhere.
Yeah.
That would have been funny, but it's just weird because he could ruin the chemistry.
Yeah, I mean it's quite possible. I mean, Dion, do you have anything to say about Kevin Durant, or you?
I don't know much about basketball at all, to be honest.
All right, I'll tell you this much about Kevin Durant. One, it's his decision. I agree with that. It's his decision. Do I think it's the right decision? No. Do I think this is going to really screw OKC? Yes. Do I think that Westbrook is going to end up with the Thunder? No, I don't. I think that Westbrook goes as a direct result of Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. Do I think he'll do well with the Warriors? I really don't know. The season will have to show.
Exactly.
But the season will dictate if it went well. I mean, he's here for one reason, to win championships. That's the same reason why LeBron went to the Heat. And people could argue all day. He wanted to go because he knew that Wade was there, and he knew that Bosch was there, and he knew that a whole bunch of pieces that could win a championship was there. However, I still think that's the reason why he wants to win championships. That's it.
Fact.
And Durant wants to win championships. And listen, Durant could be the bad guy. We now live in a league where LeBron is the good guy and Durant is the bad guy. I don't think it would come to that. But there's a picture of him in his jersey right now.
Okay, guys.
Wow.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. I was going to say we should move on after that. We were just... I think we were going to talk about the rapper that shot himself in the face as that.
That's just ridiculous.
I saw that video. I think you reacted to it. I'm not 100% sure, Dion, if that's on your channel. But it's quite the video. I mean, he just takes a revolver and there it is. He takes a revolver and he shoots himself right in the freaking face. I don't understand why he does that, but you know what? I guess it's a free country, and if you want to shoot yourself in the face,
he was possessed. Do you imagine?
I don't know if there's really much to say about this other than
I think this is a retarded move by the dude. Or he wanted to go viral, or he was just being downright stupid. Alright? This guy should go to a hospital, and he needs help.
Sorry,
and besides,
guys.
what kind of rap?
Oh, sorry, Ian. Go ahead.
It's alright, dude. It's alright. Like, what kind of rapper is this? Is this guy famous? No, because I don't know who this guy is. It's facts.
All right. Well, does anybody have anything else to say on him?
Because he's ridiculous.
I say that he's fucking retarded. Is he on meth or is he on crack cocaine? And sorry, guys, I can't show the video because of, I might get flagged or it's really graphic, so I shouldn't show it. I reacted to the video, so I didn't show that video. It's very disturbing. That's all I can say.
All right.
Did he kill himself or he was still alive?
No, he's still alive. He just shot himself through the cheek, and that's about it. And he's just saying, I'm bad as fuck, basically. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. That's literally what he says. But he's
grateful that he should be grateful that he's still alive.
He honestly should be.
Okay.
It looks like we have 2 more topics left, I guess. I guess this Wonder Woman trailer, and then we could talk about... we could basically talk about Michael Page's KO.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's fact.
Harrison, here we go. Wonder Woman trailer. See if you like it or not. Give me a rating out of 1 to 10 if you liked it. All right? Just give me a whole rating system. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Starting on not stealing videos, people.
Remember, every video is shown by its rightful owner. What the heck? I'm telling you, she's so hot.
I mean,
look at that.
Does that look like her?
I love her. Like, her accent makes it even more hotter.
You have been my greatest love.
She's a lesbian. You can tell that part.
Be careful, Diana.
I don't know if you could tell the person is lesbian, but
he was raised.
Comment,
I do not deserve you.
Remember, she was born in a place that there were no boys, just girls.
Have you never met a man before? I mean, what about your father?
I had no father. I was brought to life by Zeus.
Well, that's neat.
That looks pretty
If
cool.
I had a chance to bring the stars to Wonder Woman, to Gal Gadot, I would do it. She's hot. Look at that, she's beautiful.
Is that gonna be the only reason why you're watching it, Ian?
Yeah.
I can't let you do this.
Looks like a pretty good movie. What is this, World War One? No, World War Two. One. 2, 1?
What
I don't know, there's
Oh,
dogs.
no.
There are dog fights. That's gotta be 2. There are trench battles, which is more World
Of
War.
course.
That looks 2. Soldiers.
I love this part.
Is it 2 or 1?
I think it's 2.
The logo looks so good. It looks really. The logo looks good on her boobs.
Secretary? What is a secretary?
I go where
Alright,
he tells
I
me
can
to go,
see
and I do
why.
what he tells me to do.
I know why
Well,
Ian
where
wants
I'm
to
from,
watch
it's
this
called
movie. He's
slavery.
made that
I really
abundantly
like
clear.
her.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Ladies,
I
after you.
I do. I like her.
Okay, body
I'm still
count.
not excited for this movie.
You say you're not?
As much as Justice League, nah.
Oh, you are crazy.
I'm not interested.
You
No.
have,
I'm just not interested in movies based off old stuff. Alright?
what? Are you kidding me?
I'm not a fan. It's my opinion. I think it's boring. Why would I see some old stuff when I want to look at the future, at the present? Why
No,
would I want to go back?
that's not what you're supposed to
Huh?
say, Ian. All right, why don't you like it? Tell me.
Well, it's pretty much easy. It's just it doesn't brings my attention as much as Justice League do. All
This trailer had
right,
me hyped up to the core. By
it
listening
got you
to
hyped up. It got you, but most of the people aren't that hype.
you
They just saw
sure?
they just saw they saw Wonder Woman. Oh, they were hyped at first. Then they just watched Justice League and they forgot the Wonder Woman movie existed.
This is the first
And that's
standalone
fact.
woman movie that might actually be good in a freaking superhero thingy. It might be good. Catwoman was horrible. I agree. That thing was just
No, of
bad.
course it was terrible.
We had
That was
bad
terrible. Catwoman was
superhero
bad.
standalone women movies, and this one looks really good, really good to the core, to the part that I'm actually excited for this. From that theme
I'm
song,
not
they brought
I'm
back
not
that theme song.
I'm actually not counting on trailers right now. Trailers DC are really good at making trailers and disappointing when you watch the film.
Yeah, I have hope for this movie though. Suicide Squad, I still have qualms about, but this I have hopes that this will be good. Now, I want to see a Superman movie so bad, but this can change my theory. This can change everything. This Wonder Woman right here
So
can break the barrier. We're gonna have Captain Marvel soon. Will you be excited for that, or you just be like, it's just another movie?
I'm just not really familiar to with female superheroes. They don't
Really?
this especially with I just don't pay much attention, you know?
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Cuz I'm more into the superheroes I know.
uh-huh. You don't know much about Wonder Woman?
I don't know nearly
I
anything.
do, but I'm not interested. Like why would I see a movie? Like not everyone not of course, not everyone's going to like it.
Uh-huh.
That's the problem with DC fanboys. They force you to like it. They can't accept a critique. And I'm just being critical about it. I'm not interested. I'm just gonna watch it because it's a DC film.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So Harrison, what did you
But
think
then
about
again,
Say it again. Go ahead, go ahead,
what?
Ian. No, go ahead.
But then again, I can change my mind. I have to watch the film first in order to criticize it. I'm just saying I'm not interested. I said the exact same thing with Ant-Man. And look, I love that movie
All right, Harrison.
because I
I know
had the
you're a
same
little
problem.
tired.
I didn't have this. I didn't knew much about Ant-Man. Like I wasn't familiar with him. So
You know what,
so you
Harrison?
can
Why
go
don't
now.
you pick a topic? Pick a topic for yourself because you seem like you're kind of tired, and I want you to be
Am I
energetic.
Exactly.
kind of tired?
Yeah, you seem kind of tired. All right. What topic
Kind
do
of
you want
tired.
to?
I'm not tired. The problem is I just can't really add anything to your discussion. That's the only
Yeah,
problem.
I know because of the things we're talking about. All right. Harrison, the things that me and you know about. Talk about something that recently happened that me and you know about. And Ian.
Oh, I was just gonna go up the topics list. It looks like we only have one topic left. I mean, did we all see the page KO?
Oh, the Page KO.
Did you see it? It's the Pokemon Go. So basically, he basically knees the guy in the head for a KO. He knees Santos in the head for a KO. Santos, by the way, has if you've seen the pictures of his injury, they're
Hold up.
so freaking serious.
Oh my God. Hold up. I don't.
So I'm
He's
reading here. It looks like they freaking cracked his head open. They didn't though.
Jesus.
It's apparently a depressed frontal sinus fracture. It looks nasty. It's like right above. It's like right below the forehead. Basically, I guess the lower part of the forehead, almost near the nose. He has a giant divot. It looks really bad. And if you
Oh.
hear the video, it's just such a nasty hit once you hear it hit. Like that guy is down and he is hurt like hell. Who's that guy? It's Evangelista Santos who he hit. So anyway, Michael Page, he was getting attention for his basically his celebration, which is he threw a Pokeball at Santos and then did a did a Pokemon inspired post fight celebration, like he just caught a Pokemon. It was quite the celebration. I give him props on the celebration, and what a hell of a hit he did. I hope Santos is okay. He looked like he got knocked the hell out,
Yeah, I'm trying
and
to.
that looked bad. I believe even Joe Rogan said that's one of the nastiest injuries he's ever seen.
Oh my God. I'm trying to look at the injury. I cannot find. Ew, is that him?
Yep. There's the head.
Oh
Look
my.
at that depressed fracture. Look at that.
Oh. Oh my God. Oh.
Maybe you want to enlarge that.
He should retire.
Look at that.
He
Yeah,
needs.
like, oh my
Oh.
god, like he took a knee right there and he just looks
Oh gosh.
like you could see it's broken. Like you don't have to be a doctor. That's broken.
How could he?
Fractured skull
I.
and vicious knockout. I don't know, I've been reading that well, yeah, it definitely fractured part of it. It looks like that just looks nasty.
Ew.
That looks terrible.
That's why I don't want to be in the UFC. I don't want my face to look like this. And
Yeah.
he was wearing a Pokemon hat? What the?
Is this guy even in the UFC? I thought was he in the MMA? I thought he was in the MMA. I could be wrong.
Oh my God. And they're gonna bones right here
Yeah, it
too.
was the MMA. It was the Bellator
Isn't
MMA.
isn't these the bones too? Like the fracture?
Yeah, this happened during. Yeah, that's a hell of a fracture.
Oh my God. That is terrible. I think this is
Another
terrible.
person who should be alive.
You should be real thankful to be alive.
Yeah. And he would have been in a murder case. He would have got booked, marked up for that.
I don't think that it would have been. They've signed so many waivers going into the MMA that I don't. I don't know if
And
it would really be considered that unless he was actually continued with it. That just looked like a giant hit, and then and then it was done.
Yeah.
Like after that, you're in a fight. You're literally fighting for sport at that point. So,
Was it
but
blood? A lot of blood?
was it what?
A lot of.
I didn't see any blood during it. I don't know how there wasn't, but like his face looks cut up though. I don't know. I gotta watch the video more. I just know seeing it, and I remember seeing the aftermath, and I remember Joe Rogan talking about it.
Oh my
That's
god.
that's what I remember about it though.
Reminds me so much of Ronda Rousey getting her face smashed in.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
this is the first time she lost. It's actually pretty amazing with Ronda Rousey because I think there's a video on YouTube with all of her fights beforehand when she was still undefeated.
Uh-huh.
There was a video of all of her wins,
Mhm.
and it was condensed into like literally less than, was it 5 minutes? I forget how long it was. It was something so short that her fights all lasted like 30 seconds. Some even
Dang.
lasted as long to fit in the GIF. So it's pretty crazy.
Well, any final thoughts? We might have a speed round. All right. I don't know. What's your favorite?
It's up to you. It's honestly up to you if you want to continue right now or if there's any
Okay, Harrison. What's
or
your
if this
favorite?
is just a,
We should have like a little movie fight. Okay. Ian, what's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie?
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to be BS, but I have to go with Captain America: Civil War and Deadpool.
Okay. All right. What about you, Harrison?
I'm a fan of both Deadpool, but favorite movie probably is Inglourious Bastards. I like Inglourious Bastards for a variety of reasons. I love Quentin Tarantino.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Maybe an unpopular opinion, but just the circumstances of me watching it. It also happened. I never mentioned it before because I think we had this topic before. Also, when I first watched the movie, uh, stays strong in my mind. Let's just say there were really good vibes going into that movie when I saw it, and I was excited for it, and it was like one of the first days of summer
Mm-hmm.
after super hard, ridiculous year, um, and it just delivered so much.
Okay. I want you and Ian to pitch your Wolverine movie, and I would choose like movie fights. You ever heard of Screen Junkies before?
I've heard of them before. I haven't seen
Yeah,
their videos, but I have heard of them.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do.
I've
Okay.
heard of.
Um, are you familiar, Harrison, with Wolverine by any chance
I know of him as the
Oh,
character.
as a character? Have you watched any of the X-Men movies or the Wolverine?
No, I haven't seen the X Men movies. I've seen
Huh.
Iron Man. I've seen all the. No, I've seen two.
I'm trying to
Have
figure
they
out.
done three Iron Man movies? Four? I've
Okay,
seen two of them.
I'm gonna try to see. Okay, what movie characters are you familiar with that you actually love? Like familiar with?
I'm familiar with. Batman, Superman, Spider Man. Are you talking like that?
Okay, yeah, Batman. Try Batman.
Batman, Batman, Batman versus Superman's already happened.
Uh huh.
Can't do that. I think Deadpool versus anybody is a really funny. Would be a really funny thing, because almost always the other person would win.
Uh huh.
I just think it would be funny for somebody to fight Deadpool. I think that he'd have a comedic sense of humor in getting his ass kicked.
What would your
So
story be
that's what I
about?
think. What?
What would your story be about? Sorry to cut you off.
My story? What would my story be about? Oh man. Um, as in a superhero movie,
Uh huh.
or as in any movie?
It could be any movie with Batman and Deadpool. Yeah, just pitch your Batman and Deadpool movie, and I want to see who did a better job at explaining what their story is, and if I want to see it in a movie theater. That's what I'm going to
I
try to
mean,
do.
I could definitely do something like that. I, I'm trying to think how I would pitch it because the problem is adding, Batman versus Batman and Deadpool in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There could be ideas about pitching a actual movie film. But I
Oh,
mean,
you
well, no. Well, they are actual
want
movie films, but
Batman?
like, but explicitly, but because I'm constrained to, because I'm constrained to Batman and Deadpool. Let's see how it would go. There's going to be some series of events that'll make Deadpool accidentally venture into Bruce Wayne's into Bruce Wayne's area, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
they'll
cable.
make so many
That's
references.
cable.
What?
That's if you want like Deadpool to be like in Batman's universe, you can always count on cable.
Yep, exactly. So,
If you
to some extent, or Batman is tasked to go against. Basically, he sees all this craziness going on. He needs to restore order, and that person who's committing all the craziness is happens to be Deadpool, and Deadpool's not doing it in a way. Deadpool's just doing it for fun and doesn't know that it's actually having some ridiculous consequences.
Uh-huh.
And then Batman's sort of there to do that, and I guess I don't know. I don't think that would be the best movie idea. I think a better movie idea, it's totally out of the realm of superheroes, would be have a movie where you have I don't know. I like these giant epic movies where
Uh-huh.
you have. I also like all these movies where sort of sci-fi-ish as well, where you sort of have a planet. One of them is so far advanced in the future, but they don't have the basics from the past that it's almost like you get to a point where you can't really communicate and there's nothing that you're really remembering how to do because you're sort of stuck on a planet where somebody is too much in the future and somebody's more in the past, and you have
Okay.
those two people meeting. And that would, I think that would be a cool premise for a movie, but I don't know quite how it would work. Uh, Having the world going backwards or something like that. Some sci-fi premise or some big event happening where you need some information from the past in order to
And I
stop
actually like
something
where
in the
you're
future.
getting there too. I actually like that. I like that little premise that you're getting at, because I would like to see something like that as well.
Yeah.
Well,
And that would be I guess my small pitch. Ian, you got a pitch?
huh? That's I'm not gonna be all creative and shit. But this is actually based on a comic book story, and I want to see it in the big screen though, because it's one of I think it's one of the most edgiest, darkest stories in comic book history, and I have to go with Old Man Logan.
oh my god.
I want to go with
Oh,
all the one that he's meeting a blind Hawkeye, and the Hulk is the one in charge, and he has to pay the bills and shit. That's the story I want to see in the big screen because it's so bloody and dark and greedy. And that's one of the comic books that Wolverine promised himself he will never pull his claws
what would
to
you add to
fight.
make it a little bit more creative? Like, what would you add in the
Uh,
movie adaptation? Because I'm trying to make this creative so it won't be like stealing, and that wouldn't be kind of
well,
fair for Harrison, because he was
okay, so what would I add?
yeah.
Okay, I would like to, since there's going to be kids watching.
Mhm.
I don't want this to be boring for kids, so I would add at least a little comic relief. I would add Spider-Man in there.
Okay.
Spider-Man would be
You
that
don't
type
think
of.
Deadpool's nice comic
Yeah, I would
relief?
actually Spider-Man. Yeah, but he's a little bit rated R for kids.
I never said this movie was
And
going to be rated PG-13.
Yeah, I thought it
Yeah.
was gonna be rated R. Oh,
Oh, this movie's definitely going to be rated R.
I don't know if
of
I
course,
want
you're
to
gonna
see
have
a big.
Bro, have you read the Old Man Logan? Have you seen how bloody that
Yeah,
comic book is?
if it was PG-13, I wouldn't watch it. That would be messed up. And kids are watching that. Wouldn't want to watch
I
that.
I think of the if the source material is R, the movie has to be R. If the
Yeah.
source material is PG-13, the source material is PG-13. That's just the way that I see it. I like the realism of R, where you have more harsh realities and less like I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you could tell a more realistic story. Like there are some R movies that are just needlessly violent. Quentin Tarantino, although I love those movies, they're needlessly violent.
Yeah, I love them. The
But
grittiness.
if you have just, I think that sometimes if the movie isn't R, it doesn't portray sometimes actual emotions. Like some people are definitely, I mean, it may for a certain extent, but I think I'm more thinking of PG. If somebody stubs their toe out there, most of them aren't going to say if they're alone in their house, they accidentally stub their toe. They're not going to say, "Oh,
There's
geez,"
that Old Man Logan.
you know.
Huh?
You have to search for Old Man Logan.
Oh, I'm just putting Deadpool versus Wolverine because Deadpool is in Harrison's story, and you have Old Man Logan, so it's kind of hard to put Old Man Logan in
Yeah.
this thing. So, this is hard. I don't know. This is a tough one because I did like your story, Harrison. I did like yours too, Ian, but it wasn't really creative enough because we might have
I
a.
told you I'm not creative.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just don't have like a lot of. I just don't know the backstory of a lot of these characters. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
yeah,
But
I feel
I am kind of creative when it comes to story because I'm actually directing. I'm actually creating this fan film, but it has to take a little bit of time in order for me to get like. It's kind of hard to pull it off that quick. That to invent a storyline to create a good storyline with Wolverine, Deadpool, or Batman. So take some time.
people who's watching right
So
now,
yeah, fact.
please comment down below and see who won. Cause I can't figure out who wins this because they were
so.
very
I
good.
bet you the comment is you all lose. You all suck.
Hopefully,
In
it's
that
people
case, vote
watching
for
this.
me for harsh realities.
Hopefully, people are watching this. But if y'all ever take the time,
Subscribe to Harris.
yeah, well, he doesn't have that. But all right, we about to end this. So I don't know who
Yep.
won this. I'm undecided. Um, please give a round of applause for Harrison for actually taking the time to be in this live stream. I didn't expect him to be here, to be honest, because like he said, he doesn't really have these many interests in these superhero things, and he doesn't really know the backstory of the characters. So, what do you have to say about this experience of this podcast?
Well, it's great. I used to do a lot of videos in the past, but it's been great to be here. It's always great to be here.
Okay, yeah, thank you for actually being here.
Oh,
All right, Ian,
You're welcome.
introduce yourself again. Ian.
Yeah, that's your cue.
oh, I thought it was Harrison. I was like,
Well, I
well,
could say one last thing, I guess. Sorry, Ian,
of
for cutting
course.
you off. But yeah, no, but it's always good to be back here. As I said, I used to do videos all the times in the past. It's been a long time back, but speaking about topics, I remember the appeal and why I used to do it. So I'm just happy to be back here. And I guess for me, I will mute myself for the rest of this, but it's been good. But it's been a long time coming, so I'll say this, at least for myself, I am signing out. So thank you guys for having me on the podcast.
No problem.
Wow, that was just inspirational. Fact. Whoa, that was really interesting. So, yeah, this is me, Ian Caleb. I'll see you in the next time. I'll leave it to you, Dion.
You don't want to put your channel out?
Well, you can search me up, Ian Caleb. Really easy. Ian Caleb.
Can you spell Caleb?
CALEB.
Oh, okay. All right. So thank you guys for being my guest, and Ian and I will be hosting this thing every Friday. This sorry guys, I keep stuttering and crap. I'm actually kind of a little bit of nervous, and this is the first time for me doing this. I'm not really, common at this kind of thing. This is not really the first time because I was actually a guest at a certain person's podcast. So it was really good at the time, but me being the host and crap is kind of weird. So I'm trying to get used to this. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna put Ian's channel down below so y'all can subscribe to him. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And hopefully I do better in the future. This one was kind of dull and boring. I could understand why my guest was kind of like, boring and didn't had nothing to say because these topics wasn't as interesting as I anticipated it to be. I'm truly sorry for that. All right. Bye. Hold up. I got to stop the stream. Oh, man, I'm tired.